Alrighty, hello everyone and welcome to Onward. What is this, week 9? Something crazy? It is indeed, week 9, absolutely crazy. Welcome to the match. This is of course the Outlaws versus the Danglers. Let's bring up that old title card. We have the Outlaws 4 wins, 7 losses up against, Burning Chrome, 5 weeks, 5 losses. So it should be an interesting game to watch. Two teams that should be equally matched in this coming battle that we're about to see. If we head over to the leaderboard, we can see beginners still at position 1 on the leaderboard internationally. Mob Squad, Globocam and SMC Tactical taking out that top 4 position. And boss fight, this can't be blank. Lemon Squad and Danglers taking out top 8. Some really impressive stuff by all these top 8 teams. And of course, Cannon Fodder UK and Gunning on Empty finishing off the top 10. But as we scroll down, we can see Burning Chrome sitting here at number 14th place, MMR 1200. They are, of course, American East team. They've played 10 games, 5 wins, 5 losses. And they will be going up against the Outlaws, which is a rank 20 team. They've played 11 games, 4 wins, 7 losses. But don't let that confuse you. The Outlaws have had some pretty tough matches. They, of course, won against Aussie Thunder and Guns and Gillies. They lost to Gravity, lost to Ragnarok. Lost to Ragnarok a couple of times, actually. So they have had some difficult matches for them personally, starting the season with Mob Squad, which would have been a difficult game for them to play to start off the season. And Burning Chrome, equally so. Their last game was with Globocam, which would have been a very, very tough match to play. 15-3 loss for Burning Chrome. They were able to beat Animal House, though, which is an impressive win for them. Really good stuff. So both teams having a mixed bag of the season. 5 wins, 5 losses for one. And, of course, what is that? 4 wins and 7 losses for the other. So it should be a nice, interesting match for both teams here. I'm really looking forward to seeing what these two guys can do as we start the first match. It's going to be this right car objective as I just turn down our music. Go. Right, sorry about that, guys. Let's get rid of our teams. And I'll just turn up my audio as well for you guys to hear as well. Okay, great. All right, let's see what happens here. So we have Volk moving off into the in the center of the map. They're going to take an offensive position, but we see Marsov is taking up this eastern side of the map here. They're all pumping in on the playground, and they're engaging very soon. Not seeing much Volk coming in on their left-hand side, so they're going to be able to take this eastern side. Hopefully able to get these two Volk players right here. We have one tag. We have one Volk player down over at the red car, so they are aggressive on the side. We can see here Rob is trying to hold off the west, expecting the flank. He's looking in that direction. 2 Marsok down so far. 2 Marsok have been taken out. Rob's coming into that position now. So it's 3v4. This Marsok under the pump now. 1 more Marsok dropping. Really struggling to push this side. I guess the plan was to push that side early and to make an impact and then move around, but unfortunately we're seeing a lot of them. Guys, we see one more dive, this down to Neo left. Neo takes out one player, he's going to creep it, but Lonely Wolf is creeping up behind him. Neo is taken out, shot through the window here, and that is it. That is all over. Let me just get these teams right for you. So team... Yeah, so team 1 is the Outlaws here. There we go. Cool. The Outlaws. And they were, of course, were the home team, which means that they must have chosen Volk for this one, I believe. That'd be interesting to know. But I believe that's right. Let's just double check. So Burning Chrome over here. Is that right? I hate Microsoft. No, it's the wrong way around. The Outlaws. The apologies about that. Alright, what's our next objective going to be? It's going to be the Vault spawn house. It's going to be this garage right here. As we see the team spawn in.
5-7 Coro to create a little boy block in the house.
And section 8 we can hear is memorizing that code. So it looks like they are keen on a tap. That is the plan. Or is that Sled calling that out? Not quite sure there, but they're definitely checking that tablet, seeing what they can do. As we have a look at the map, they're spreading out much, much, much thinner than we saw the previous Marsoc attack. One taking up Burning Building for Volk, another Volk taking up eastern side. Shots are out, but it looks like that is just blind fire for Lonely. He's just blind firing that spawn house by the looks of it. That seems to be the plan by Lonely Wolf there. Just a little bit of blind fire, get them out. We can see one Volk player just come around to the south here. We can see they've pressed up on the east, and Zevin has been able to take out that Volk. Nice work by Zevin. He's continuing to shoot at that Volk house, and he's taken out another kill. Nice work by Zevin there. Two nice little kills by Zevin. He's going to cross the road. No doubt he would have seen that player. We can see a smoke coming out as well. Zevin is taken out by Druid. Causing a lot of destruction for him. And now it's 3 Marsoc players. So Calrat is now taking out that tank. Are they aware of Druid right now? They are, as Druid takes out another Marsoc player. So Druid really holding this defense well. We can see Sled is thinking about going up. He will have a shot on up and takes out that player, and looks like Lonely Wolf was able to take out the last remaining Vault. Burning Chrome, that's a 2-0 lead for the Burning Chrome against the Outlaws. Very nice work. Now I'll just turn down our game audio just a little bit for you. There we go, that's better. Excellent. Alright, so it's going to be a center house spawn, which should be an interesting little spawn to see what these guys do. We saw the Outlaws last game, last round, clump up together for an attack. Now, usually you wouldn't do that, but this center house does lean towards grouping up. It is very effective to get to that center house and get an early cap. So it'll be interesting to see, will they be clumping up or will they be spreading out? As the spawn counter comes to 0, we see them moving out. We have 4 together. Druid on the LMG, just spraying fire down that eastern flank. Neo just heading east, making sure he can slow that assault down. I hate Microsoft. I hate Microsoft able to take out a player early. Very nice work. The smoke has been dropped. We can see this position here by Volk, very powerful position, but taken out almost immediately by I Hate Microsoft. Let's just head upstairs. I Hate Microsoft again, taking out another player, and kill for kill Zevin. And that is it. Outlaws get that point. Burning Chrome taken out almost immediately. Very impressive work by I Hate Microsoft. And as we look at the map, we can see another player had been taken out on the other side of the map. Unfortunately, they hadn't spawned in on the map there, but another player taken out over the side of the map. So really impressive stuff by the Outlaws. Able to get their first points on the board. That's a powerful thing, getting your first point on the board. It can mean a heck of a lot. So hopefully Outlaws now can start to put in a little bit more of a dominant performance and claw back, maybe get into a leading position. As we let's just head over to the south here. Alright, the objective's been called. White car by Zevin. Sledger's still checking his map.
I thought you were talking about the code. Oh, this is my favorite objective code.
Alright, we're seeing a 4-1 split again. Sled taking up the eastern side, sorry. Nope, they're all going to go to the center as we see one Volk player really running down and taking up that Burning Chrome on the west. And we're seeing 3 in the center house. Lonely Wolf taking up this western corridor here. He'll be able to get a peek on anyone that comes through. He is slightly visible. Calrec, Section 8 and Sled all coming in contact with the Volk player. They are able to take him out. Nice work. 4 to go. It's a long haul, but there are 4 to go. Now, interesting to see, this burning truck is going to have a view of them crossing through this direction. It'll be interesting to see if they're able to do anything about that. As we see, one Marsok player has been taken out already. We have one cross. Lonely Wolf hears that fire, returns and takes out that truck player. They have lost 2 Marsok players now. But they're still in a relatively strong position. We can see here, not a lot happening on this objective. Not a lot defensively. We see Neo, the only person really able to aggressively defend this objective. And you'd have to imagine Lonely Wolf would be aware of this position being a risk. He's moving out. He's looking that way. He heard it. He is down but not out, so will he be able to call it out? Alright, he's been called out. Neo not double tapping that kill. And Neo able to call that out. So now Section 8 is aware of where he is. He's going to be thinking about taking him out, but he's also got his own worries, own things to worry about as well. So Lonely Wolf just waiting there, giving information. Calrac is considering taking out Neo. Creeping forward, Calrac. He knows what he has to do. He's got his tablet out. That palming might clue Neo into what's going on there, unfortunately, as we lose another Marsok player. So now just 2 to go. Oh no! Calrac going for the res. Unfortunately, he didn't try to deal with Neo first, which means there's just 1 Marsok player left. They were in a fairly strong position, Burning Chrome, but unfortunately that res attempt really faltered their momentum, and we see the final Marsok player is taken out. Burning Chrome losing that round and affording the Outlaws an extra point, 2-2, as we move on to our 5th round on Suburbia. Alright, I'll see if I can raise my mic up for you just a little bit. There we go, that's probably about right. Let me know in the comments. We are on a 6-minute delay, so I might have fixed my mic, and then now it's too loud. So if it is too loud, let me know in the comments. I'll really appreciate that. But thank you, Luella, for calling out. Alright, we're clumping up again. Outlaws, let's take the left 2 lanes. So they're going to be clumping up again. Interesting to see, they're not spreading out. What you do see from teams from time to time is a nice spread out attack, and you just sort of needle at the defense, you find a weakness, and then you exploit it. These guys are deciding to just focus brute force one side and absolutely pummel the other team. Let's see if it works out this round. As we see, Section 8 will be the first contact for these guys. Lonely Wolf 2. Lonely Wolf is gone. That LMG just working to suppress anybody flanking around the backyard there. Section 8 staying down. He's not moving. Will he be able to take anyone out? He is facing the other way, but he is also very well hidden. So they will theoretically be able to cross fairly freely. Rob is not looking down that corridor though, so Section 8 could have peeked and taken him out. One more Marsok player has crossed. This is both a strong move for Marsok, but also a dangerous move, because if Section 8 decides to go for a flanking maneuver... There we go, Section 8 has taken out 1 player. Will shot. I hate Microsoft's going to come in contact with him any moment now, and there we go, alright. So that is 2 Volk players taken out for the price of 1 Marsok. So we have 4v3. Marsok, very strong position on this left-hand side. Druid taking it very slowly. This is a nice measured attack by the Outlaws. Are they going to be able to cross? They're not committing to a road cross just yet. They're going to suss out everything that's going on. As we can see, Zevin is peeking these hedges. He is ready for a cross. believe he's in the front patio of this house. So it's going to be very hard for him to get across. As you see, fire out. Sled is able to take one person out, but Rob able to take Sled out. Smoke out from Marsok, another smoke out. Seven is falling back towards objective. Falling back to this fence area as we see Calric taking up a dominant patio defense on the objective, and our last Volk player. There's some more shots coming out there. As you see, one of the Volk has been winged. I think Seven was actually winged. One more Volk player down. So that's 3 Volk to 2 down. I Hate Microsoft has been able to cross. He's standing up, and yep, we've taken out the last Volk player. Very nice work by the Outlaws. A lot more measured. They tried the same thing on their first round, but they just found themselves under the pump. This time, their brute force attack seemed to do the trick. Very nice work from the Outlaws. 3 to 2. It was 2-0. Burning Chrome unable to score any points after the first 2 rounds. It'll be interesting to see. Will they be able to turn that around, get a little bit of momentum back? Like I said, getting those first points on the board can be very, very powerful. And we can see by the Outlaws there, they got that first point on, and now they're starting to pick up some momentum. Pick up round after round, and it is now 3 to 2. Break point for this final, possibly final game. As we focus our attention on what the objective will be, it is actually a repeat of what we just saw. A red car objective. So what is Burning Chrome going to do on this attack? We saw that western side, very influential last round. They were able to get this western side and pick off everybody. They said, let's focus on the 2 left lanes. And they took this lane, and they took this lane. And it was very powerful for them, able to put a lot of pressure on. They didn't get into a capping position, but they did take out all of those Volk players. So will Burning Chrome try a similar thing, or will they simply spread out, take their time, needle their way in, and try and get in for a cap? Just waiting on them to spawn in. We can see, oh, we've lost 2 players both sides, so might be some technical difficulties. Shot caller has dropped in, so that's 5 on the Outlaws side. And just waiting on one final Burning Chrome player, so we'll see what happens there. It was interesting to see that the same tactic was used both times by the Outlaws on attack. The first time they all clumped up, all 5 players clumped up on this right hand side, or the eastern side of the map, but they were absolutely pinned down by the red car and the lattice work over there. So they were absolutely pinned down, and slowly everyone was taken out. They did have one player back here just making sure that a flank didn't occur, and it didn't for the first maybe 1 or 2 minutes. He was able to hold off a flank, but eventually the flank did come, and by then they had lost too many players and absolutely annihilated. As we come in for the spawn, let's head over to Marsok and see what they're planning.
All right.
Calrec's 1 and 5 right now. I think you're just fine, Lonely.
That's a good point. Let's have a look at the kills here. We have 7 and 3 for Druid, 7 and 3 for I Hate Microsoft, and over on Marsok we have a 6 and 4 and a 4 and 4. So there are some heavy lifters over on that Outlaws team. We're here in a we're seeing a 3 and 2 split again. With Calrac 7 taking the left side early. Calrac peeking early can be very dangerous, but it looks like nobody's there to meet them. They're going to take up that porch direction as shots are out early, but as we look at the map, it doesn't look like anyone has line of sight. It might be just blind fire just to let people know that they are aware of each other. Calrac and 7 moving up. They're going to come into contact with Neo any moment now. The grenade is out. Ineffective. Calrac is going to have a bit of trouble here because he's got to deal with Rob in that over by the mailbox there. But then again, Neo in the patio. And as we see, a couple of Marsok players are creeping around. Rob is going to be able to see them shortly. He's laying down, being very patient. Seven takes him out, and now Rob is going to come into action. He's standing up now. One Marsok player has dropped on the east. Two Marsok players, one also in the center house has dropped, so there's only 3 remaining. Kalrak able to cross.
1 minute to our backside.
Rob able to call that out. Seven knows where Rob is now. Kalrak flanking an absolutely beautiful takedown of Rob, and now Seven and Kalrak have taken this back half of the map, and it is just down to one remaining Volk player, Druid. Let's jump into his point of view and see if he can hold him off. He's done a good job on this position. He's lost 2 of his fellow teammates, but they did hold off that eastern flank. If you look at the map there, he is able to take out those 2 players by bus. And now we just see he's taken out 1 remaining Marsok player. Nice shot by him. So the final player is creeping in. He doesn't know where to look, young Druid. He knows they are crossed to the backyard, but he doesn't know, should he be looking at objective? Should he be looking at the backyard? So he's just going to keep his cool. He's going to peek this this concrete barrier here. It does afford him some protection. It's not bulletproof, so if he is shot at, he can use it for cover. As we see, this Marsok player is slowly creeping in. Kalrak creeping. Will Druid be able to spot him? That is a very tough thing to spot right there where Druid is. About to come around the corner. Druid is looking in that direction now. Druid peeks. Kalrak will spot him. Kalrak not quite looking in the right direction. He's looking off to the right a little bit too far. He's not going to spot Druid unless Druid really overextends or makes a noise. They're very close to each other. Oh, this is tense stuff. Kalrak passing by as Druid remains where he is. Druid now in a stronger position than Kalrak. Kalrak was going for the flank, but now Druid has the objective on lockdown. Kalrak still looking in the wrong position. And as you can see, from Druid's point of view, he would not be able to see Kalrak. So is he going to be able to spot him? And are they going to go for a cap attempt? We have 2 minutes 15 remaining on the time. So there's plenty of time to go. Kalrak peeking around, scouting everything out. He's taking his time. He doesn't want to overcommit to anything. He's checking likely spots. And there you can see the outline of that Volk player. Very tense stuff as Kalrak just takes his time. He has 1 minute and 50. He is in no rush, but it looks like he is about to go for the cap. And there we go, taken out. The Outlaws won, Burning Chrome eliminated. Kalrak did a lot of things right there. Druid just kept his calm, kept his eye on the objective, and able to take out that final Marsok player. Very, very tense stuff there. Nice work by Kalrak. Keeping his cool, checking all the likely spots. Failed to check this spot completely, but I can hardly blame him. You can see he was very, very well hidden. Very little opportunity for Kalrak to be able to spot a player in that spot. And there we go. Outlaws have won that round. Let's just check the lobby, see if they're going into another map. I'm not seeing too many people drop in, so I would say that we are going to be grabbing another map. It's not going to be Downfall for a second map. Alrighty. So I'll just I'll head over to the next map for you guys, and that was Burning Chrome, I believe. No, Outlaws. Yeah, Outlaws able to take out the first map 4-2. Alrighty, let's bring up the scoreboard for you, and I'll get the next map ready. I'll see you all very shortly. Alrighty, we are back, and it is going to be a Q2, believe it or not. Q2 is the next map. Let's just bring up the team. So we have Sled Section 8 and Calric and Seven on the left there. We will call them Burning Chrome. Alrighty. And we have over here on the left the Outlaws. Great. There we go. Fantastic. And as we can see on our first objective, it is going to be, where are we? I'll just turn this flashlight off. Flying straight past it. Where are we? Oh, it's right here by ambulance. Oh, right in front of me. There we go. All right, let's drop a camera right there so we can return to that. So it is going to be an ambulance objective. As we look at the lobby, all players are in. We're just waiting on I Hate Microsoft to come in. I'll just let them know I'm here. Hey guys, I'm here. All good to go. Thank you. Alrighty. We're just going to wait on the final player to ready up, and we'll see what happens on this map. Interesting to see. Quarantine 2 being picked, a nighttime map. Quarantine is an interesting and very tactical map to play, and that nighttime dimension adds a whole lot more to the strategy, because a lot of people find themselves 1 point short with their loadouts, spending that point on the night vision. So it'll be interesting to see how that affects their gameplay, as we do hear a spawn occur, and we can see Marsoc is over on the left hand side. That's Burning Crow. Let's head on over.
God, I hate you.
I'm going right up.
Not a lot of talking coming from Marsoc here. They must know what they have to do. We're seeing a bit of a split here. Looks like a 3-2 split from Marsoc, as they just spread out over the map. Let's have a look at what the map is doing. A much tighter defense by Volk. On the contrary, but a 2-3 split, as we see one Marsoc player looking to cross early over here on the northeast of the map. Calrac moving over to the big old rock. Is he going to cross again? And as we bring up the teams, let's just have a look here. We can see all but Section 8 are using night vision. So Section 8 opting, either he hasn't equipped it or he's not going to use it just yet. Let's just have a look. No, he hasn't equipped it either. And we can see shots out by Druid. Unable to get a kill. But we can see one Volk player is flanking around. So that call out must have occurred, and now Neo is flanking, ready to defend that push. Looking at the office, he's in a very fragile position here. Neo showing a lot of... There we go. Neo is taken out. That Marsoc player able to take up Calrac, I believe it was. Yep, able to take out the officers here and do a lot of damage. So nice work by Calrac. We bring on the flashlight one more time. Calrac just holding this position now. He's in a strong position. You can see one more Marsoc player is creeping out. Calrac's double tapping that body, but it would have scared off that Volk player. He's going to peek again. Let's just have a look at who that is. Like Druid is going to peek again. Fires towards Druid, but Druid survives and falls back. That's a nice little escape by Druid. They know he's there. They know to worry about him, but they're not going to overextend too much. And we can see this plane wing, I Hate Microsoft, is going to defend that flank as much as he can. Not a lot else happening over with Marsoc. They're all still up there. A nice little spread out attack here. Look at this beautiful shape of attack. We see one at roof, and then a nice little semicircle of attack coming out the rest of them, and then some pressure here on the east. So nice pressure work by Burning Chrome. They're just encompassing this center burning building, and I guess the plan is to just find a weakness in this defense, eliminate a player or two, and then swarm in on that objective. So really nice work by them. that Marsoc player is not leaving that office just yet. He's just leaving now. He's going to go to the back of the southern desert. Oh, one shot out at him. He has been tagged. I believe the Calrac, yeah. So Calrac has been tagged. I believe he just used a syringe. I'm not 100% on that, but he did just use a syringe. That plane wing able to see him as he attempted to cross. So he has managed to get there, but now that plane wing knows that he will be attacking from the south of the desert. Plane wing, as we see on the map though, not looking in the right direction. They're looking off to the north and the northwest. The Carrack might be able to peek this corner. And he's going right up to the edge, so he's going to a quite a common spot to peek, right at the edge of the map. He can't move any further left. He's being held back by an invisible boundary. He's going to peek over this wall. And Plane Wing not looking in the right direction. He is in a very fragile spot right now. Halrak unable to get the shot. Now Karak forced to move out. He is now in a delicate position. One Volk player has been eliminated as we head... And Karak has been taken out, and we can see Rob is in the center burning building, but Lonely Wolf is just behind him, bleeding out by the looks of it. So Rob has been able to hold his own. He's taken out 2 players so far. And Rob is taken out by 7. Very nice work. And Rob is down, but not dead, but he won't be able to reach his comms. And we can see Lonely Wolf looks like he got a res. Or he was just lying down before. Just not 100% on that. But Lonely Wolf will hopefully double tap this body. And there we go. It is now 2 remaining Volk players as we head back over to the defense. Druid is taking out, leaving 1 remaining Volk player. He's on the roof, which means the objective is completely open. If they did a run for objective right now, they would be able to cap. iHat Microsoft is decamping from that plane wing. He's going to push in towards objective. Blind grenade out. No, flash. Not doing anything there. And just using that flash to double back around. Fortunately, someone is in that center burning building, so he's going to find it very difficult to defend himself, and unfortunately taken out. Burning Chrome 1, the Outlaws unable to defend that objective. Marsok showing a lot of skill there. A nice spread out defense. They formed some nice shapes out there on the map, able to just crunch in on that defense. Need a little way. And over on the south, a bit of a missed opportunity by this southern Marsok player. He could have been able to take potentially 3 of those players out, but he missed shots on 2 of those players. So unfortunately, only 1 person down for him, but still impressive stuff. If we look at the kill score, Druid on Marsok with 2 kills, and over on Burning Chrome Sign, 3 kills by Lonely Wolf. So nice work, Lonely Wolf. He was the last man standing, able to take out 3 players and winning the match for the team. Next objective is going to be this eastern objective, this little eastern office right here. It is one that you do see capped quite often. What happens usually, I've seen it quite a fair bit, is you have all these defenders on the objective, and once they're taken out, the only person left is defending all the way at Motel. And it's very hard to stop a cap when you're all the way at Motel. So Marsok's going to be spawning over at the gas station. See them all checking their tablets. 3 of them look to be heading to the south. Now all 5 of them looking to be heading south. Druid stopping across, but unable to. 2 people across to that southeastern office, which is a very dangerous thing for this attack. You need to stop that cross early if you can. Now all 5 players at the south here. And we can see 1 Marsok player is crawling around. Let's have a look. Is that Lonely? Section 8 here. He's just crossed and he's taking up a position to defend the objective here. He is very visible and he will silhouette against the white, so he's in a difficult spot, but he might be able to get a little bit of action there. As we see, one Marsok player is taken out. I believe that was Kalrak able to take that kill. One person down in the south here. And this is the great trouble. The Outlaws clumping up all on the south, which can be very powerful. But when it falls apart, all of a sudden you're under a lot of pressure. And no, that was not Kalrak. I would say that was all the way there on the south that kill from. And now these guys all of a sudden under a lot of pressure. We can see Lonely Wolf firing some more. Section 8 also firing out. I8 Microsoft is actually going to be under pressure from both the Office and Lonely Wolf very shortly. So he's going to be under pressure as well. And then we can see Zevin is going to be peaking as well. So he's going to have a shot of I Hate Microsoft. I Hate Microsoft under a lot of pressure right now, as we see another Marsok player has died. Somewhere here in the desert. There we go. Another Marsok player has died to that office building. That office building absolutely doing its work, as we see I Hate Microsoft has been tagged. He's not down. He's just been tagged. This Marsok attack really under pressure now. They're just hitting a stone wall of defense. Neo trying to get shots out towards objective, but it's just not working. I Hate Microsoft throwing a smoke by the looks of it. Zevin is taken out eventually. Nice work there, taking out Zevin, and I Hate Microsoft uses the momentum to cross to this next wall. You can see Section 8 has taken a lower position here. You can see he's very, very dark against the black of this office, so it's a very good spot for him to fire. He's out of ammo, he's going to have to reload, reclip. I Hate Microsoft is bleeding out, so he will be able to describe where that person is. And that's what it looks like in-game if you don't have your night vision on. Very tough to spot any Volk player. You can spot him, let me know. Let me know in the comments. Where do you think he is? Very, very tough to spot a player, so... nice work moving downstairs, and it looks like... Oh, I missed that. It looks like Burning Chrome was able to take out the final Marsok player, as we see, yeah. Last player was taken out. Sorry, I did miss that as it occurred, but yeah, they all came through the south here, and unfortunately, because they were clumped up, once they started to find the pressure, once one of those people were able to get to this southeastern office, put a lot of pressure on their attack, and then all of a sudden it fell apart. Because they were clumped up, they weren't able to rotate around and apply pressure elsewhere, which just meant they were pinned down and had to hope they could get a few kills for nothing. They were able to get one, but it was not enough. As we look at the scores, it looks like we have lost one more player. But it looks like Shot Caller, -1 team kill by Shot Caller, so that's unfortunate for him. But nice even kills for the rest of the team. 2-1-2-1 on Volk, and 2-1-1 on Marsok. So nice even spread of kills, so at least means they're all working together, spreading out the kills. There's no one person sort of standing out more than anyone else. As we see, our next objective is this junkyard objective. Believe we're just waiting on another player to re-enter. Seemed to happen last round too. We had 2 players drop out last round, so interesting to see what's going on there, if it's a technical difficulty or perhaps they're doing player rotations or something like that. So as a Marsok team for this junkyard objective, you usually have 2 spawns. There's one spawn around the gas station area, and there's one spawn all the way over here. The spawn over here can be quite tricky, because from this angle it's hard to tell if you have the junkyard objective or if you have the objective we had at that previous round, that eastern objective. because where you are over here on the west, they line up almost identically. So it's very hard to tell what objective you have, which can inform your attack. As we see the players spawn in, they have gone the gas, which makes it a lot easier to tell what objective they're dealing with. It's also a lot shorter spawn.
492.
3955492.
It's a lot shorter spawn, which means you can run in for an early cap. If you're good enough and fast enough, you can take out a few junkyard people, a few blind grenades, blind smokes, and you can get a cap early. So we'll interesting to see what Zevin is going to take up a forward position. Is he going to take up this center burning building? No, he's running straight through to this brick wall. And all these Volk very forward positions here. One Volk player is not down, he's just crouched down. Got one is the call out. Got another. That's 2 down. Shot caller going up and over. Shot caller unfortunately unable to take out Zevin. Damn, he says. Aware of how close that was. How close he was to dying there. He didn't look aware of that player until it was well past the time he should have been dead. Sled now just focusing on this junkyard. As we look at the map, Marsok has spread out a little bit. One rooftop Volk player has been taken out, and now that Marsok player is needling on, moving on down to the east of the rooftop. So he's actually completely free to cap. He takes out Druid. Druid is bleeding out, so he's resible. He will be able to talk. But it's going to be very hard for Rob to go for that res. Not hearing much talk from Druid.
I'm alive. I don't know where that came from, no.
I'm alive. I don't know where it came from. Rob is going for the res. He might be able to get this fairly... And no, he's taken out as well. So now we have a situation where the objective is actually completely open because southeast is the only remaining Volk player. Completely open defense. And he doesn't look to be moving off. He's moving downstairs now. So, will Marsok take the most of this opportunity, or will Volk be able to fall back and either protect the objective or die on the objective, stopping a cap? We can see Zevin running in. Smoking objective. Volk is coming up from the east. Zevin's at the turbine now. Burning Chrome able to take that one out too. That remaining player, I don't know if he was shot or killed himself. It's possible he got shot from there. It's also possible he took himself out of the round knowing that a cap was imminent. Those two bleeding out Volk players would have been able to tell him that a cap was occurring and to end the game or get to objective. And if he felt he couldn't get to the objective, he would have basically given up and taken himself out of the game in order to protect that cap. So a nice little attack again by Burning Chrome. They were under the pump early. There was one close call right here that probably should have ended in a death, but it didn't. Luckily he was able to recover that kill. And the game continued for them. They were down to just 3 players, so it was tough for a little minute there. But they were able to recover.
Is that you?
Yep, I'm
Alright, this is it. Is this call from Sled. Last one. It is a center burning building spawn. We hear shots out early. One player from Marsok has been tagged already. He is not down. He is not out. He has been res. There we go. But early shots out sending a strong psychological message to these Marsok players. You're not getting away with anything here. We are ready to defend. And they've had to use a syringe. Druid standing very openly right now. Very risky move. I believe center burning building might be able to see him just. A risky spot for him as we turn the flashlight off and the overlay. This is what he looks like from afar. He does still stand out even at night. One in center courtyard is the call. Shots out from him. He is able to take out one player. One player defending that objective. As we see, the rest of Marsok is heading to the north. They've spread out very, very evenly. This lead player is the one that was downed and then rezzed. I Hate Microsoft had been downed and rezzed. He's taking a frontal position, I guess, because he's closest to death. But he's going to try and take this rooftop. Little does he know, Lonely Wolf is protecting the rooftop. Oh, and unfortunately Lonely Wolf, unaware that he was there, did shoot his gun out. He took out one Marsok player, so it was worth the risk, but I Hate Microsoft now owns this rooftop. Not as strong as position for other objectives, because we have this fuselage blocking the objective. I Hate Microsoft isn't in a stronger position as some other objectives. This rooftop can be very powerful for a Marsok player on the objective opposite. But because all the defending players are blocked by this fuselage, he's not going to have too much impact on the game. But still, very important to get this rooftop. As we see, Sled is deciding to keep. Oh, beautiful stuff by him as he takes it. I Hate Microsoft. Sled, very nice shot by him. He obviously knew someone was there at that rooftop. Now he's pushing forward. Going to go up this plane wing. No, he's going to go to the right. His footsteps are going to be loud. But nobody is at this rooftop. He's deciding to go for a flank around the back of rooftop, which is going to work out really well if he continues it. Continuing up. He's going to miss those two Marsok players. Just checking the roof. Shots out, so now Sled does know that people are there. As we look at Team 1, we've lost another player. They've dropped out. I don't know if they were killed or not, but we are down to just 3 Volk players. He's just going to hold this rooftop. It's now a much stronger position than it was before, because now he can stop them crossing this western path. He probably heard that fire and assumed that's what's going to happen. Sled is going to see one player unable to take them down and running out of ammo as well. Drops out again, taking out that player and then returning fire towards Sled. He now knows that player's there, but he is taken out. So now it is just one Marsok player remaining. Young shot caller up against 2 defending Volk players, and if we turn off those overlays, that's what we're dealing with right now. Very, very hard to see any Volk players whatsoever. There he is. Very difficult to see. And if we turn this one off as well, there's another player. Very difficult to see. He is silhouetted by the white a little bit. It's still very easy to miss. We see this Marsok player using this western flank, just moving down slowly. He's going to take his time. He's got 1:20, which is plenty of time to take out 2 people. Also, plenty of time to cap, which is always an option. Shot caller checking his watch. He needs to win this round, so he does not lose the map. Slowly but surely moving along. Let's just jump into his point of view. Checking all the likely spots. He knows the closer he gets to burning building, the riskier it is, because someone will be there. Will they be upstairs or downstairs? He won't know. That Volk player you see ahead is blocked. Another Volk player there, blocked by view. So as he crosses, he'll be heard by this Volk player in the doorway. Taken out, and there we go. Burning Chrome able to take out that map. Quarantine 2, 4-0. Very nice work by them. As we have a look at the scoreboard there. Suburbia 4-2, Quarantine 0-4. So a bit of a turnaround there for Burning Chrome. Very nice work. Let's just check the what map's going to come next. It's Subway, 10 votes. Looks like we're going to have a Subway round up next. Very interesting stuff. I'd like to know if they chose the map Subway and gave away that Volk advantage, or picked Volk, and so the other team picked Subway. It'd be interesting to know that. So Sled on Burning Chrome are Volk. And just to make it a fun and happy first round, this is going to be the opening objective. This Northern Stair objective, which is very well known for being very fast-paced. We can already see they've all spawned in. It'll be interesting to see if they push this spawn early, or are they going to go the southern flank. Let's just hop on over to the Outlaws.
Throw our notes back and then toss all of your scopes out at the end. And I'm gonna inch out the camera.
Somebody watch our flank.
Somebody's gotta watch
Someone watch
the
our
corner.
rear.
I'll watch it. I'll watch it.
So they're all pushing that north. They're all going to be pushing that north. They're all going to be coming down these stairs. You just heard him say throw all your smokes just a little bit after. Don't throw them straight away. And if we look at the map, 3 Volk players or 4 Volk players are coming to that objective, and 1 more is protecting that southern flank. Let's see if any early grenades come out. No grenade yet. Druid moving down the stairs. Lonely Wolf coming up with the LMG. Fire out, fire out. Grenade prepared. 3 grenades thrown. Able to take out 2 players. Marsop has the advantage. 1 res. 1 kill. Section 8 still bleeding out. Lonely Wolf could get that res. 1 more bleeding out. And as we check the map, we'll just move away from this. Up here, we can see a flank is about to occur. Neo is about to defend that Marsop. Marsop's nice work by Neo. Shot caller, sneaky snaking it. He's moving in very slowly. He's now in a capping position. 1 more flash out. Shield is down. And dead. Seven's calling for a res. 1 remaining Marsov player left. Nice defense by Volk. Section 8 goes to the res, unable to do it. Calorak taken out by that Marsov player. Now it's just Section 8 by himself. Now Neo might have a spare grenade. He might blind grenade this. And in fact, it looks like that's exactly what he's going to do. Is that a smoke or a grenade? Grenade out. And it works! Oh, very unfortunate. That player would have thought that he was safe at this position, but unfortunately it was able to nab him. And Neo, with a grenade, able to secure a win. 1 point for the Outlaws. Wow. Very impressive stuff. That would be very upsetting for that player on the Outlaws. Sorry, I've got the teams back to front. Oh no, that's right. Let's have a look here. Neo on the Outlaws? Yeah, that's right. Okay, cool. Very impressive grenade. It was the logical decision. He was coming down because he protected that flank. He had a spare grenade, so he just came down. He could have primed it a little bit more, but in the end it was perfectly enough. He threw it down, landed right here, and as line of sight happened, it took out that Volk player. Next objective is going to be downstairs as well. No, it's going to be up. Oh, is it down? It is. A very, very tough objective to attack. It's going to be a very tough assault for Marsok. I'll just pop a camera down here. I hate Microsoft moving up. Marsok, a 3-2 split, 2 north, 3 south. Bulk actually have the spawn advantage here. They can run a lot further, a lot faster from this spawn. They can protect these stairs early, but it looks like nobody is going to be contesting this northern stair. And it looks to be the case over on the south too. We see 2 Marsok players, 3 Marsok players able to get down on the south completely freely, completely uncontested. Just a little bit of fire coming at them now as Devon moves into that yellow room there. Devon is now in this room. He's now in a strong position to apply pressure. He's receiving fire. 1 Marsok player down. Lonely Viper pushing through the smoke. He's crossed deep. He's going to be chasing the stairwell first. Another Marsok down on the north. And 1 Vault. Shots out to that yellow room, that stairwell, that Overpass doing his job. Druid is taken out by Lonely Wolf. So it is 2-3. Burning Chrome has 2 remaining players. Volk has the advantage with 3. As we look at these stairs here, this player might be under pressure from the remaining from Lonely Wolf. I hate Microsoft not moving. If he's seen by Lonely Wolf, and not seen. Wow, very nice work. He was able to spot Lonely Wolf, take him out, and then just rush that corner and kill the kill, able to secure that point. So Outlaws won 2-0. Ooh, interesting stuff. And our next objective is actually going to be upstairs. As we head on up and over. This is another one that can be known for having a lot of action very fast. Because Marsok spawn in 1 of 2 places. Basically at the south and 1 at the north. And it means you're in a position to rush that south or north very early. So it needs Volk to be on the offensive a little bit. A little bit of proactive defense and make sure they check these alleyways. They need to know whether or not someone has crossed and gotten to this area. As we wait for Marsok to spawn in. And they're going to be coming in at the north. So will Volk defend this north? Will they send a runner to make sure nobody attacks? What can happen if you do not defend whatever spawn they come at? They can take that stairwell early and get into a capping position while the rest of the team is defending a stairwell that they don't need to defend. And as we can see, a grenade is out. 2 Volk here. 2 Marsok down, 1 Volk. 3 Marsok down, 1 Volk. Very nice defense by the Volk, but now we can see on the map the Volk defense is spread. Marsok is about to take that southern stairwell as well. There's 1 player defending that south and 1 player defending the objective set. I hate Microsoft. He's just going to push up a little bit. He's got 1 defending player to worry about. Lonely Wolf. He's going to throw a grenade. Oh, a flash. Not going to do much. Another flash. Again, not really doing much. And then a bit of LMG fire just to let I Hate Microsoft know not to think about it. But I Hate's thinking about it anyway. Peeks the corner. Moves across to the dumpster. Now he's moved forward without Lonely knowing that that's occurred. For all Lonely knows, everybody's dead at the north here. And as we see on the map, that Marsok player is rotating back. They're going to focus on this northern attack. Microsoft peeks and takes out Lonely Wolf. Very nice work. We have 1 Volk player rotating back to defend. I Hate Microsoft taking his time. And as we look at Sled, he does silhouette on the top half of this window, but the bottom half is very dark, so it'll be relatively tricky to spot him. As we see that Marsok player comes in for support. And now we have our other Vault player. They've taken him out. Now it's 2v1. It's just down to 7 to defend this objective. Very nice patient work by I Hate Microsoft, waiting for that backup. Able to take out 2 more players. Just taking his time. He's not rushing anything. They're relatively confident that a flank isn't happening because that Marsok player did come from the south. So now they're just going to chuck a few smokes, try and unsettle the enemy. You can see Zevin sneaking into this spot here. As they run out, they'll take fire. Zevin running in and able to take out both. Very nice work. But, oh no, a cap did occur. Oh my gosh. According to this, the Outlaws won. Burning Chrome failed to defend the objective. That's 4-0 for the Outlaws.
Yeah, well played, dudes.
Good game.
Oh, that was a good match.
And it is all over. There we go. I was just jumping into the lobby to make sure that's what occurred. And yes, a cap did occur. So as he was crawling in here, he got within capping range and actually put the code in time, which was absolutely spectacular. So that was 4-0, I believe, for, let's make sure we get this right, the Outlaws. 1, 2, 3, 4. There you go. If we bring up the scoreboard, it was 4-2 for the Outlaws on the first map, 0-4 for Burning Chrome on the second map, and then 4-0 for the Outlaws on the last map. Really impressive stuff. That cap right at the end there caught me by surprise as well. So really surprising stuff. Really good cap. Interesting game. 2 teams very, very close to each other as far as strategy goes. So it was a really interesting match to see 2 equally skilled teams go up against each other. And some really interesting gameplay came out of it. Thank you very much everyone for watching. Make sure to follow this Twitch page if you can, if you haven't already. Turn on alerts so you know when our streams are occurring, or follow the Discord on the Discord. Down in the streams part of VRML, you'll be able to find out when streams occur as well. Alright guys, that's the end of the match. Thank you very much. This has been Muffin Casting. I will catch you next time. And until next time, I'll see you on the battlefield.